I landed on someone's Pinterest profile the other day and I started counting the boards. I got past probably 100 and then I just clicked away. I went somewhere else. It was too much. And here's the part I want you to sit with for a second. Pinterest does the same thing. So if you ever have wondered whether all of those boards you made are helping you or are working against you, this is going to be the episode for you.
Welcome to the Pintastic Pinterest Podcast, hosted by Laura Rike, a podcast about Pinterest tips, algorithm hacks, and Pinterest marketing strategies to get your business discovered by people who are already searching for you.
Hey, welcome back to the Pintastic Podcast. I'm Laura Rike, and I help businesses and bloggers add Pinterest as a strategic, evergreen, data-driven growth channel, not another thing to babysit, an actual search engine that brings people to you. Today, we're going to talk all about boards. And the one idea I want to make sure you walk away with is this. Your boards are not storage. They are search signals. They are a part of how you get found. And so by the end of this, you will know exactly which boards to keep, which ones to fix, and which ones to let go of. So let me name the thing that most people believe, because I'm seeing it everywhere lately. Facebook groups, Reddit, my DMs. People think boards are basically folders, like little boxes where you stuff your pins so your profile looks tidy, it's organized, the user can find what they need. And listen, I get it. That is how folders work everywhere else on the internet. But on Pinterest, it's not your desktop. Pinterest is a search engine. And a search engine, the way you label and group things is not just for you or the user viewing your account. It is information. It tells the engine what you are about. I do this analogy a lot in my webinars and my masterclasses. So when we think about the library, this is typically the analogy that I bring up. Okay. So a good library does not put its books in a giant bin labeled Goodreads. I mean, could you literally imagine going into a library and being like, I want to read a novel that is a mystery? And you have to go through this big bin called Goodreads. You would never find it. You would never find anything, to be honest. So if you're looking at this graphic, the library is like your profile building. The boards are the sections in the library. You go into a library and you look, what section do you want? Nonfiction, fiction? What part of it? Is it a novel? Like, what are you looking for? And it will organize it. They have specific rows and shelves for what you want. And then the pins on those are on the shelves, and that's even more specific to what you're looking for. So it shelves them by subject, cookbooks over here, gardening over here. Over there, there's a business section. I mean, the whole point of it is that there is a system so that if we walk in, we can actually quickly find what we came for. Your boards are that shelving system in this analogy. And Pinterest reads that shelving system to understand who you are and what you help people with, so that when your boards are clear and specific and you're speaking Pinterest language, you are handing Pinterest a clean map. When you're more vague and you just use keywords or fun, cutesy type names, you're handing it a mess. It doesn't understand. So if it doesn't understand, how can it share it with other people? So let's walk through what to actually do with your boards, right? The first thing is your board titles. I started to kind of touch on it with the analogy, but you have to match it the way real people are searching, but not in the sense of keywords. So I know a lot of Pinterest strategists and trainers and managers online talk about use keywords in your Pinterest board title. And I want a cleaner way and data backed specific strategy for you. Pinterest has actual categories. They've gone through naming conventions for them. They used to be categories, then they were taxonomies, then ideas now. You can go to pinterest.com/ideas. And these are the topics and ideas people browse and search for. They're going to be a bigger umbrella, so to speak. You want your board titles to 100% match those instead of floating off in their own little world or using a keyword, long tail, short tail, doesn't matter, that you think is what is going to showcase your pins to the searches, right? But Pinterest search is literal. And so they need to be able to see that if you are going to give healthy dinner ideas, your board is not called healthy dinner ideas. Pinterest computer, the code needs to understand what it is you're showing, and then you can put healthy dinner ideas or recipes or whatever else you want on the pin. So the boards are actually doing more for you than a lot of people teach you. And so if they type into search, like healthy chicken dinner recipe ideas, that is a longer phrase. That is going to be the keyword that you would want to focus on for your pin. But for the board, it might be dinner ideas. And so you can go to pinterest.com/ideas and you're going to see this section that says browse by category. Same thing, category, ideas, taxonomy, it's all the same thing. So if we're staying on this chicken dinner idea, we would go into food and drink and then we can see more. So we have recipe ideas right here. It might be perfect for healthy chicken dinner recipe ideas, right? And then our pin would live in here. There's also an interest that's called recipes for dinner. So our board would be good for this because now you see how there's different chicken recipes under here. But it gives us this lineage or taxonomy or wherever, whatever you want to call it, right? And so your board should be specific to recipes for dinner. And so I get it. Some of you are going to be like, okay, but Laura, my business does not fit into these categories. It does. I know for a fact that I am under business and advertising under design. And that's just because I've spent time looking through this, right? I did build pin hacking app, and this app will actually go through and specifically help you create your board titles and keywords and all the other things, right? But your board title generator will help you with a number of different ways that I have learned to go into the code and really honestly look at what is Pinterest data saying. There's a spreadsheet that they had publicly. There's the ideas webpage that you can sift through. There's also different things that I've done over the years of putting them into a spreadsheet myself and keeping track when I'm working for clients. And so all of that has been fed and strategized into this app to be able to help you quickly figure out what boards are going to help you, because you don't want to have cute sounding boards or mysterious sounding boards. nobody is going to find what they need. So a good board title does three jobs. It's clear, it's specific, and it's searchable. And it's searchable and specific to the code, the HTML that Pinterest set up. And that's the whole test. So if you read your board title out loud and it sounds like something a person would type into when they are looking for help, you're probably in good shape. You just want to make sure it's an idea. If it sounds cutesy or clever or it's super long or you have an ampersand or emojis, right? That's going to be your first sign that it's not working for you. It's not working for the person searching for you. It might feel fun, and you might have been told to bring in your brand and bring in your personality to be relatable. But on Pinterest for your boards, relatable is not searchable. The pins being relatable will be helpful. Save the personality for your pin designs and your descriptions so that we can let the board title do its actual job. And while we're still on titles, I want to also give you another thing, your board descriptions. Most people leave them completely blank across every niche, and it actually drives me a little bit batty because it is literal free real estate for you. Your description is where you get to tell Pinterest in plain English what this board is about. So this is where you can put some keywords and do keyword-rich sentences. Think about how you would describe it to someone who is searching, and think about how you would describe it to a friend. What is on this board? Who's it for? What does it help with? That description helps Pinterest index your board against the right searches. A title plus a description together, that's you literally handing Pinterest a clean, clear account and label of who you're trying to find and reach and serve on a silver platter. So don't leave half of it empty. Okay. Another tip is you can organize your boards from broad to niche. So lead with your main category boards, the big topics you want to be known for, and then also have some supporting boards that follow more specific ones underneath. So if we're looking at it like I'm the Pinterest strategist, a big board for me is Pinterest marketing tips and Pinterest growth. And then under that, I have Pinterest SEO and Pinterest analytics. And then I also have a bigger board that is inbound marketing, because that's a lot of what Pinterest does. And they might not be searching for Pinterest. And then under that, I have other things, again, like Pinterest growth, Pinterest tips, learning Pinterest, Pinterest for beginners. That structure helps with the code and the data that Pinterest is looking at to see how your account fits together. And it supports your discovery over time. So another thing about these boards that, since we're on the topic of like what helps and what doesn't, your board order actually does not matter. There's a lot of information going around right now that the boards near the top of your profile get treated as more relevant. So put your most important strategic boards up top. I can tell you with my own personal account, I have debunked that. With my client accounts, I have debunked that because my top boards, when I'm looking in the analytics that Pinterest gives us, 30, 60, 90 days, and 6 months, I have boards that are at the top, middle, and bottom that are in the top 5 performers for outbound clicks. I'm not focused on any other vanity metrics. So that is also something don't spend your time on. It doesn't matter where the less relevant ones are, the older ones are. You do want to do strategy research in this every once in a while to see what boards are performing for you so that you can optimize the ones that are underperforming. Or maybe if it no longer fits your business or you rebranded, right? You can pivot it because Pinterest is dynamic. So don't delete, because deleting actually a board is going to wipe the engagement that you earned on the account. So we only ever secret or archive it, but we don't ever want to delete boards. Another myth that I want to put to rest today that I hear still constantly, and I'm not sure who's still teaching it, but you have to be on group boards. Group boards are essential. So whoever is still teaching that, please stop. It's not true. Here's the reality. Group boards used to help a lot in the past. They still can be useful if you have an ecosystem and a larger strategy for them in terms of like collaboration, client work, portfolios, but the algorithm does not give them some special priority. It just doesn't. And so people are assuming that being in a group board, it somehow boosts them. And the boost that you may see is vanity metrics. Your monthly views might be higher if you join a large group board, but that doesn't mean you're getting the traffic and the leads and the sales from that. It doesn't work like that. The high performing accounts that I see are focused on their own boards, their own pins, their own organic reach. So if you have group boards, that doesn't mean go and archive them all, right? Some of my clients are still using group boards that they've been in for years because in the data, it shows that they're still getting traffic from them. Right now, I'm going to say if you have some and they're working for you, then they're just a bonus reach right now at best. A little extra, but honestly, don't go out and start searching for group boards. So, something to consider when someone hits you up to join the group board or sends you that notification, you are allowed to say no. You don't owe anybody a yes. Group boards are not the foundation. They're not going to boost your account like people are teaching. Your own boards are. Spend the most time there. So, real quick, if you are listening to this and you're starting to realize that your boards might be a little bit of a mess, I don't want you to panic, right? It's fixable. Pinterest is dynamic. And that's the exact thing that we help you with and make easy for you to figure out what your board names and descriptions should be, along with keyword research inside of the pin hacking app. So it's where I have built all my knowledge and wisdom, all the data, all the things that I have collaborated on and built into this app to be able to help you on multiple fronts with keyword planning, pin titles, descriptions, board titles, board descriptions. We also have things in there like keyword strategy and what are your keyword clusters. And we're working on bringing in your content strategy planner so that you can have a gap report from Google Analytics and Pinterest Analytics and just be able to have everything in one easy platform for you to be able to understand how to grow your Pinterest account the right way with the data and specifics that have been learned over the last 16 years as being a Pinterest strategist. So, if that's something you're interested in, definitely head over to app.pinhacking.com. We do have a free trial available for you to just test it out. And there's a lot of content on the site as well in terms of best practices for Pinterest SEO. We have a couple of free tools on there for keyword generators and title generators. And then our blog is updated again with the changes if they happen for the algorithm and anything like that. So If you want to come see how it works, again, head over to app.pinhacking.com and let's keep going. I think the next mistake is a smart one. I see it's a smart business owners make it all the time, right? But it's still a mistake. And let's talk about secret boards because there is a right way and a really commonly taught or perceived wrong way. So here is one job that a secret board is great for. It's keeping your personal stuff off your business signal. So if you have a personal account, you can convert it to a business account. Just secret your personal boards. If you were to log into my Pinterest account right now, you would see that I have a secret board for sewing. I have a secret board for quilting. I have a secret board for nails. I am also an avid paddleboarder. So there's a lot of secret boards that I have that the population in my ICP, ideal client profile, do not see. So those signals don't get crossed with Pinterest. And you are allowed to use your personal account or your business account as one account. You don't have to switch back and forth or have two accounts, right? You can have one account with secret personal stuff that has the business stuff on the forefront. And it has nothing to do with your business when you have those secret boards. It doesn't affect any of the signals or the code. If you save all that personal stuff though out in the open on your profile, you're going to be muddying that picture for Pinterest. And so you're telling Pinterest you're about Pinterest marketing and then beach houses and paddleboarding all at once. And those two don't go together. So put the personal stuff on a secret board, keep your business signals clean and clear. And that's really the good case scenario for secret boards. Now, here's the way that I've heard people doing it recently is using secret boards for testing or planning and like a drafting space for your business pins. And you're going to hear and see this advice out there like build your pins on a secret board first and then move them to a public board later. Please don't. And here's why. The second you pin that design to a secret board, Pinterest counts that as your fresh pin. That design on that URL has now been used. And so when you are finally ready to pin it out into the open, it's not fresh anymore. You've already spent it, so to speak. And that fresh pin moment is one of the best things that you have got for giving a signal to the distribution that that pin deserves. So you don't want to burn it behind a curtain where nobody can actually even see it. So make sure that if you're using secret boards, you're using it for your personal stuff, but not for staging or planning your business content. Keep your business pins fresh and let them go straight out to where they can actually work on highly relevant boards. So, and then here's the biggest last piece that I will leave you with is how do you even know if all your boards are working? Because I'm giving you all this information on how to create the right boards, but what's working, right? I don't want this to seem overwhelming either because Pinterest gives you analytics. And so if you're feeling overwhelmed, take a breath and go to your analytics and just slow down and look at what it gives you, right? This is your nudge if you've never looked at it. Go look. If you go to your analytics and scroll down, you'll see Pinterest boards and they'll show you what boards are being seen, how often, what's getting saved, where the outbound clicks are. Those are amazing signals, right? Those three things, impressions, saves, and outbound clicks, are showing you your real board success signals. Not how many boards you have. That doesn't matter. The number of boards you have is not a success metric. I see people treat a giant board count like a trophy, and it's not one. A smaller set of smart, specific, active boards are going to beat out 100 random ones every single time. And the word I want you to hold on to there is active. A board you pinned to once 8 months ago is not really helping you anymore. So make sure to check that too. Check your analytics. See which boards are active. See which boards are pulling their weight. And give it time, right? Don't do the shift in a week. You're not going to see it in a couple weeks even. Like, give it actual true time. Look at it in terms of months, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, right? That's the horizon Pinterest works on. So where all this lands is your boards are search signals. Treat each one like a little SEO hub. Be specific with your titles so they match how people actually search, and use your secret boards to protect your business signal, not to draft your pins. Let go of the idea that group boards are required, because they're not, and measure what actually matters, which is whether your boards are getting seen, saved, and clicked through. And don't get hung up on fancy matching board covers either, by the way. That was a thing many years ago. It's not necessary now. A clear image is plenty. Your titles and your descriptions are doing the real work. Go take 5 minutes today and just look at your own boards with fresh eyes. Pick one board and ask yourself one simple question. Does this board help Pinterest understand who I am, what I do, and who I help? If the answer is yes, awesome sauce. Leave it alone. If the answer is no, you don't need to have to blow it up. Just tweak it, optimize it, rename it to something searchable, archive it if it actually truly is dead. Move your most important topics for your boards to the top of your priority list. Nobody's profile is going to be perfect. Mine's definitely not. But this is about looking honestly at what you've got and making it a little clearer to the HTML computer side and the user side than it was yesterday. All right, if this episode helped you and you see your boards a little bit differently, that is exactly what I was hoping for. I would love to hear what you've found when you dived into the analytics. So please feel free to leave a comment or send me a DM. And a quick recap of what to do today. Your boards are search signals, not storage. So make your titles clear and specific and searchable with the ideas or categories that Pinterest provides to us. Keep your personal stuff on secret boards and keep your business pins fresh out in the open. Do not stress about group boards. Do not stress about analytics because Pinterest is dynamic, or your board count. Just focus on the first step, little steps. And if you're sitting here thinking, Laura, I think my whole setup needs help, then send me a message, because that's exactly what my optimization and cleanup services can do for you. One more little thing before you go. If you know an entrepreneur or a brand new small business owner who is just stepping out into the world of Pinterest and feeling a little bit unsure about all of this board stuff, send them this episode. It might save them a whole lot of spinning so that they can focus on just pinning. All right, my friends, go look at your boards, be kind to yourself while you do it, and I will see you on the next episode.
If this episode helped you, take a sec to follow and leave a review. To keep the Pintastic Pinterest fun going, join Laura in her private group at laurarike.com/group, where the Pinterest party keeps rocking all week long.